Welcome into 5-Day Crypto. My name is Chase. I am a level 1 CMT and full-time trader. Today we're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to start off on the monthly chart, zoomed way out. We're going to go all the way back in history for Bitcoin. And we're going to look at the macro picture. And then we're going to zoom in. We'll look at the short time frames, even up to the 4-hour short time frame chart. Look what we need to be watching for the next several days, several hours, even several weeks. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you want access to our private Telegram alerts group where we stay up to date on everything, a lot of extra content, check out our Patreon link just below. So let's get right to it. BLX, all the way back to Bitcoin's heyday, the first cycle peak in 2011 at a massive $31 price range, price top, come all the way back down to bear market, and we'll illustrate why we're talking about this in just a moment. But look at this picture, right? Previous cycle high. Once we break that, things really pick up to the upside. Doesn't mean for the next 6 months, 12 months, but really, on this first cycle, we went really hard, dipped a little bit, and went in hard again. The kind of the double peak. So the next cycle, we come down, right? After our peak again, what do we see, right? As soon as we start to hold and close outside the Bollinger Bands, right? Consolidation, month or two, and then continue for another, 10 months, almost a year again to the upside. Right? We're very similarly rhyming with this cycle. Look at where we are now, right? Closing 1, 2, 3, 4 months right at the previous cycle peak high. 4 months outside the Bollinger Bands, right? That's why you have all these pink lines. So ignore the lower part, right? Just a lot of volatility there, right? But you're focusing on this, right? We now have 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive months closing outside the upper Bollinger Band. Historically, now we don't have 78 times that we can look back at this, but we do have 1, 2, 3, really only 3 previous cycles that we could say each time we've closed more than 4 consecutive months outside the upper Bollinger Band, that was really our parabolic start. And more importantly, after all-time highs are broken. There's the first one, considerably went higher. The second one, right, we hesitated for a couple of months before really taking off for the next, almost a year ahead, right? And then the next cycle, right, closing right at the upper Bollinger Band, outside the Bollinger Band, right, monthly scale, right at previous cycle high, it really starts to accelerate. And now let's zoom in here, right? Hopefully we've made that perfectly clear, right? Previous cycle high, that's where we are now. We just closed March above it, right? All-time highs, hesitating so far. Only, a week into the, month of April. But historically, look at even the last cycle. It went all the way back down to the monthly EMA 8. The monthly EMA 8 is at 53K. Imagine you sold here thinking that was the top, right? You're panicking. Right? You're not focusing on the macro scale. The 100-month moving average is curling up. Not likely are we getting ready for any kind of catastrophic drop. Unlikely, right? Based on Bitcoin's entire history going back to 2011. Now, every cycle is different. Every cycle has its own characteristics, right? What will be this cycle's characteristic? We don't know. But now we're working on closing our 5th consecutive monthly candle outside the upper Bollinger Band, which is true strength. It takes a lot of power and momentum to hold outside of this, which is why you get these parabolic rallies. That's power. So don't fade the power, right? We're here now. Previous cycles say this is when we start to accelerate. Whether or not we get a move down to 53K, you should still be relatively bullish on the monthly chart in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, we could drop 20% from here and still in the macro scale be A-okay. All right, so now let's jump ahead to Bitcoin. Currently, let's take off the Bollinger Bands. We don't need them anymore. We've painted our picture. Let's put it back on auto scale, much better. All right, so this is where we are now. Current day, weekly chart with Bitcoin. And you can see where we are now. We'll get to this little box up here as we zoom in. Okay, but for the weekly scale, if we come back down here, right, this is A-okay. We're still great. On the weekly scale, look how far we would have to go back down to the EMA 8. We'd have to go down over 25% just to tag the uppermost moving average that we track. Did it do that last cycle? Well, we got very close right there before we really went ultra parabolic. But even these early stages, right before all-time highs, mini tags on the weekly chart, right? 1, 2, 3, almost 4 in a row before really going to the stratosphere, right? Similar vibes, right? Almost, we really just kind of ran into it here. So you're leaning bullish for sure. Even on the higher time frames, you could go significantly lower, right? We could fall way the hell down here and still be a-okay. Okay, so that's the monthly, the weekly. There we go. I mean, you can see this here, right? Tag on the EMA 8 weekly, tag on the EMA 8 weekly. Consolidation before continuation, right? Longer consolidation here, move up, consolidation here. Are we going to move up again, right? We're working on closing our, the past 3 weeks, really, like our close last week, 69K, right? 69, follow up, right? Look at the weekly candle here, right? A hanging man found at the top of rallies likely means bullish continuation. Did we get it the following week? Yes. Very similar vibing candle here. Are we going to get bullish continuation? Right? Seemingly so. All right. So we're still bullish here. Let's go to the daily chart. Right now we start to see this little box here. Right? What we're shooting for today or tomorrow or sometime this week, it close above this candle and would likely confirm trend continuation to the upside. Not only that, but I'm going to show you the symmetrical triangle. What does symmetrical triangles mean? Well, symmetrical triangles often lead to continuation from the direction you came. So since we came from the bottom, moving up, we will likely continue from here, moving up, right? So that's the bottom part, right? And to check yourself here, right, you can put on closing price. You don't want to put your closes, right? And then you can do the top, same way, right? Converging lines, symmetrical triangle, right? 2 touch points. You need at least 2 to draw a trend line. 2 and 2 top, 2 bottom. And now look at where price is at right now. It hasn't closed yet. We have not confirmed. It would likely confirm today. Monday, April 8th. If we close this in 9 hours, 15 minutes, depending on when you watch this, go check it. Did we close really above? I would like to get a confirming candle above here. So 71.3. And this breaks out and likely means bullish continuation to the upside. The target area on this is just over 80K. If that breaks, right? Symmetrical triangle came from the bottom going up. We likely lead going up. Target would be just over 80K here on the breakout. If we confirm over here, that's the odds. All you have in crypto is to play the odds. No certainty, but uncertainty. All right, but that's all TA is useful for, trying to improve your odds over the next guy, right? All right, so study candlesticks, right? That's your fastest way to get a leg up, right? You know what that candlestick closing meant versus the other guy didn't, right? Patterns are much less reliable than candlesticks. Japanese candlestick theory, that's what this is. It's what we follow, candlesticks, right? So watch for this, watch it close. Anywhere above here, you got to be leaning higher. All right, symmetrical triangle confirms above 71.3. Really a breakout of here, maybe, but I like the breakout plus a new higher high. That would be really je ne sais quoi. I don't know what that means. All right, let's go to the short time frame, 4 hour, right? Okay, so now what the hell are we doing? Well, look at this on the 4 hour. Here's our kind of triple top, right? This was a triple top. We called this out as it happened. If it confirms, a triple top confirms not at the top after you take out the low close, which we got right here, right? This candle right here, April 1st. No fooling joke there. That confirmed a triple top. The target on this, how the hell would you get a target on that? I'm glad you asked. Well, you can just draw from your swing highs, and I like to keep it at closing prices. So, right, you can read between the lines here, right? So your swing high close to swing low close, and to check yourself again, put it on a line chart, right? That's what you're doing. And then you can simply draw a loose, right? You want to get rough estimates, not hardcore, and take this to the bank. But there's your line, your high to low box, right? Then just paint on the breakout on the low. See that low candle right there? So where's that target get you roughly? Right to the 200 EMA, which is also a key moving average. Now you can see we went slightly below it, which is just likely a momentum of that move, right? It was a pretty big, powerful move down, but pretty close target, really. 65.5, and we ended up going to 60, really just south of 65. So pretty good. Now that's where it ended, right? You don't have to get more bearish than that. The target was met. So we're done. Now the 4 hour, we want to wait for a retest of previous lost support. So there you go. Here's our support range on the 4 hour. Previous support, broken down, flip to resistance. No surprise, right? You're almost always going to, flip support to resistance and vice versa, the initial test. And we did that. Now then you have to look for a higher low again, right? So we're still not in an uptrend, but we're showing signs. We made our initial high, came back down, and now we have a higher low for the third consecutive time, right? Now we have really good potential of reversing the trend. Are we still in an uptrend yet? No, we did not know yet. When did we know we were in an uptrend? Right here. It was Saturday. We closed a higher high. So now we have a high set, a third consecutive higher low, but you must have at least 2 higher highs and 2 higher lows, right? We had 3 higher lows. We only had 1 high, right? And then we got our consecutive higher high right here. Right. So now we're in, by definition, an uptrend. And at the same time, you can back this up even more concrete certainty that we're in an uptrend is that we're now above previous resistance. You flip support, broken, resistance. We're now closing above that resistance. We came back down a little bit, didn't even hit the resistance. Strong move, right? Bulls are here. Moving averages all flaring up, and now we broke even the previous triple top. Super bullish things going on here. And once we did that, guess what? Why are prices falling? They're not. We're doing a throwback to the previous broken resistance level. This is bullish. This is still bullish. Do not take this for bearish. We have to see where this closes. Now, where would we get a little bit bearish? If this candle closed way the hell down here under this open. So you have to see where that opened at, which is this opened at 70,700. Let's call it. So if this closes like 70,600, that'd be a little bit more bearish, right? We'd have a brief higher high, a close down here, like dark cloud cover, outside bearish bar. It gets a little bit more bearish if we close down here. And also it would likely, now we have to start worrying about the symmetrical triangle on the daily chart, even confirming, right? So we're not out of the woods yet. We have an hour till this 4 hour candle closes. Go check this. We would be back under this previous resistance zone, which would likely still be resistance. So this would be like a deviation. So this is a big 4 hour candle for us. If we close anywhere above 71K in the next hour, when this 4 hour candle closes, you got to be leaning bullish. All moving averages are moving up. Even the 200 EMA is moving up, right? We're holding above previous triple top resistance. Good signs so far. So do not get bearish until you close under here. Back under 71K, then it's like, let's take a breath and let's reanalyze some stuff. Okay. So we'll do some updates. We update Bitcoin every single day in our private Telegram alerts group. There's no surprises there. My group is well aware of everything going on the DXY, total market cap, Tether dominance, Bitcoin dominance. We cover it all. You get requests. So check it out. It's worth the price of admission. If you don't think so, right? If I don't save you the price of admission, then you can just drop off. No problem. A lot of people think it's more than good value. Okay. So just try it out. If you don't like it, no problem. What else do we got? Quote and car of the day. So hopefully this helps with Bitcoin. Any questions, ask in the comments. If you got any other requests, we'll try to do some altcoins. All right. So ideally for altcoins, what would you want to be looking at? You'd want Bitcoin to kind of chill in this bullish territory and not do anything much else, right? Just hang out around 71 to 72K. Altcoins will start to come out of the woods big time. Okay. So when Bitcoin's bullish and not doing a whole lot, right, that gives the confidence back to the market, and altcoins will start to outperform. But until then, Bitcoin dominance is still pretty high, over 54%. I still think Bitcoin dominance is going to upper 50s or 60%-ish area. So Bitcoin's still a good play. All right, quote and card of the day. Let's get to it. Quote. This is especially a great quote if you're, struggling on Mondays or when things aren't going as well for you as you think they should be. Remember this one. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. All right. Speaking of love, Koenigsegg Agera RS, full carbon fiber exposed body. This one's moving, so if it looks a little blurry, it's flying. Also, what else is off about this? All right, let's see if you got a good eye. Like, they didn't do well with the gold paint. Well, it's actually gold tape. I assume, because they're testing it, they don't want to get rock chips all over the exposed $200,000 carbon option. So all this is like gold tape. So this is not how it comes. This guy's, I assume, just testing it, right? Don't want to get the rock chips, right? 200K option just for exposed carbon. You don't want to mess that up. All right. What's the price on one of these? It's multiple millions, depending on, form and fit. I guess this one is probably closer to 5 million with the full exposed carbon and the gold flake and ultra richness. All right. That's that. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If not, you stayed for the cars.